finally the time has come for Dwarf Fortress, which actually came out like several weeks ago, but we are very timely here on Spoiler Warning.
This is pretty timely for you guys.
Yeah.
Yes. Because we all know the Spoiler Warning community has been dying for y'all to play Dwarf Fortress. They just won't shut up about it. That's the only thing they talk about.
This was the winner of the Patron Week poll and just slightly beat out the second option, which was Rutskarn's favorite Yakuza game. So, I mean, they do seem to be interested.
That would be good too, though.
Yeah.
I hope that gets picked at some point. But I guess because Dwarf Fortress is in the news right now, I guess.
Yeah.
You know.
I mean, people have been waiting 20 years to pay for it. I know I have.
There's a whole thread on the Steam forums about people saying yes. They have been waiting 20 years.
The guy saying like, "Oh, you guys really waiting 20 years to pay for this game? Come on, it's been available for free forever." And then just every reply is yes.
Yes.
For dozens of pages.
But so for those who don't know, because this game is recently very famous, but I guess more of a cult classic, I guess you would say. It's famous, but not world famous. This is the recent Kitfox release of Dwarf Fortress, a game that originally came out in 2006 and had an ASCII interface entirely, and it simulates a whole world, and it's really, really cool, but it was also extraordinarily difficult for people to get into because it is entirely in ASCII, and the recent release has pretty graphics.
And mouse controls.
Yes.
Did the old one?
Thing that turned me off of
the old one
original
did not have
was,
mouse controls, no.
Oh my god,
it was and everything was controlled through like these esoteric keybinds and stuff, and I was like, I don't want to learn how to do this, so I never actually played this game.
Some of the real OGs will remember that I did a Let's Play of Dwarf Fortress in like 2009, 2010 on Chocolate Hammer. Spoiler warning, it didn't go well.
I mean, that's kind of expected with this game.
I never got my agriculture off the ground, and everyone starved to death.
Go with maybe smaller, because I don't think we're going to be able to explore anything remotely close to a medium or large map.
Alright.
Yeah, to create a Dwarf Fortress game from scratch, you first must create the universe.
What is detail? Oh, dear.
Oh, we don't want to do this. We do not want to...
Oh! Minimum temperature, minus 1,000 to 1,000. Maximum temperature. I assume if I were to set those to both to like 1,000, things would be bad.
I think as a general rule, we should avoid clicking on anything labeled detailed mode for the purpose of this Let's Play.
As if the normal isn't detailed enough.
Yeah.
Yeah. The most experience I've actually had with this is something I always like is the game just simulates a history of this world that it's created.
Things could go really fucking weird during this stage too. People like to talk about like some of the outlier histories they get. Where like just one immortal tree sloth or something.
Yeah, this is really short because you picked like a tiny world.
Yeah.
But normally there's like a huge ticker.
So my primary experience with this game, aside from trying it once and going, wow, this is too much for me to bother with right now and not really ever getting back to it, was I was hanging out with Randy Johnson, not the baseball player, the other guy who was on the very first season of Spoiler Warning, and he made like a thing where he started a colony and named all the dwarves after us, and so he did that and he got into it. And then he dug into the ground, hit an aquifer, and all the dwarves immediately drowned.
Mm-hmm.
So he made a new set of dwarves, named them after us again, and started again, dug into the ground, hit an aquifer, and all the dwarves drowned. So he started a new game and named the dwarves after us again, and then he dug into the ground, hit an aquifer, and everyone drowned again. And I think that carried on maybe 2 more times before he finally gave up.
Was that year that I just randomly drowned 5 times?
Maybe.
Jeez.
I don't know what the difference between Fortress and Legends is here. I'm assuming Fortress is the original.
Legends is just where you can review the history of your world in like its own screen. So like, yeah.
So let's start the
Let's
tutorial.
do the tutorial.
Okay.
Right, because like you could usually pick where your fortress goes, so a tutorial's just like let's find a good spot for you. How about that?
A dwarven outpost. You have arrived. After a journey from the mountain homes into the forbidding wildness beyond, your harsh trek has finally ended. Your party of 7 is to make an outpost for the glory of all of Ustooth Minkil. There are almost no supplies left, but with the stout labor comes sustenance, whether by bolt, plow, or hook. Provide for your dwarves. You are expecting a supply caravan just before the winter entombs you, but it is spring now. This is spring. It looks really snowy for it to be spring.
Looks like you're in the mountains.
Yeah, you're way up there.
Yeah. All right, enough time to delve. Secure lodgings ere the dingoes go hungry. A new chapter of Dwarven history begins here at this place. Remelin, or Prison Tongs. Strike the earth.
Prison Tongs. That's an auspicious name for a fortress. Is that the name of our
settlement?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
All right. And we can change the elevation, so that goes up to the top of the trees. Oh.
Yeah, that goes all the way
down. All right. All right, so we can only interact with objects on our current elevation, so it indicates that by bluing out the that are not available to us. Okay.
So, one thing that, like, if you've never seen Dwarf Fortress being played before, the thing you should expect is that basically this will all look like an elaborate April Fool's Day joke. Where, like, someone made a fake video game, like, full of complexity for some television show, where it's like every time they're playing the video game, it's like, oh, I'm having serious trouble in my Dwarf Fortress because there's, like, some shortage of this obscure resource I need to make my toys better, and my crafts dwarf is obsessed with making toys ever since this happened. It's basically just that's what this game actually is.
I feel like I want to reverse the mouse wheel controls because, like, scrolling up is putting me up, but when I think about that in terms of like zooming, scrolling up to me is go inside, go closer, go down from this perspective. So, all right. So,
I wonder if
we want to do that.
They have that level of granularity.
Which level of granularity?
Just like the reverse mouse wheel.
You could probably change that, yeah.
Yeah, I imagine that's available. All right. We will. Oh, wow! All the snow went away. How do I tell? Okay,
is that because it's spring
so
and they start you with like
multiple days
at like the very beginning of spring?
Yeah, that's probably it. It was like early spring, but you're high elevation, so you got like a little bit of snow.
All right, you got your stairs. Now we need a hallway, Josh.
Let's...
Nice. Later, you can consider making a meeting area from the zones menu. Then you can put in a button that they can press in case there's some kind of emergency that requires everyone's attention. Like someone who went off to perform a job deep in the tunnels was killed by one of the other dwarves.
Alright, so we need to move all the supplies from the wagon, underground, stockpiles. Alright.
Let him finish digging that out, because you're going to want a nice big area for it.
do the stockpile. How am I doing it? Start paying it. Accept.
That's a pretty small stockpile.
Once the pile is placed...
in the upper left.
Actually, let's...
Yeah, that's better.
And you can pick what goes in there. Because otherwise, like, as you mine, you're going to get rocks and crap, and they're just going to...
Okay, yeah. Yeah, I will say I have played RimWorld, which is heavily inspired by Dwarf Fortress, if significantly less complex.
Whenever you hear about like a
some
game
of this
that
is like, oh, okay,
Yeah.
this is just the way it works in RimWorld with a different interface.
As a general rule, whenever you hear a game that sounds kind of like this, chances are it was inspired by this game. Because again, this game has just been in development for so fucking long at this point. And it's fairly consistently, I'd say, been the game that's like more complicated than the imitators. Like, everyone who builds a Dwarf Fortress-like game is like, I want Dwarf Fortress, but I want, like, stuff happening all the time this way, or I want to simplify this thing because this thing's too granular. Like, that's always kind of the direction that the derivations move in.
There's literally, like, not enough time in the world for someone to recreate it with the detail and, like... the weird, just like complexity. It's just like so unique because it's like been made by just like two people
Over such a long period
that
of
have
time.
been 20 years of like fiddling with the code and like to the point where like the code in itself is like a unique sort of piece of information that very few other people can understand as well.
And if they were to like start making this tomorrow, this would be such a briskly unmarketable project. Like, who would, like, what publisher would give, I mean, probably KitFox, but what a publisher otherwise would give the funding to a game? It's like, okay, we're going to make this really complex simulation, we're going to start from these simple premises, and also, this is the art style. Like, this is the level of graphical fidelity we've got here, is these little tiles moving around.
Well, but like for this game, it's almost necessary because there's just so much crap. Like, there's so much in this game.
Exactly. Like, it is the sum of all of these decisions and the sum of all of these conditions, and that's kind of what's so special about this, and that's why people got really excited when this game came out, because there's not really going to be anything else like this coming out next year or in 5 years, or like that in 10 years, probably.
And like also I think like it's not a secret that there's an insane level of trust that went into the deal in the first place. Like, the only reason that this is all happening at all is because like Tanya at KitFox just happens to like be a good friend of Tarn who he trusts to do this. Like, there's a lot of things that like aren't conventional about the launch of this game, or like the business dealing between like the publisher and the developer. Like, you know, it's very unconventional, and we had to like play by his rules completely, which we wanted, right? Like, it's that's how it has to be done. And unfortunately, that doesn't mean like we did not have any like strict deadlines, and like we had no idea what was happening a lot of times, like from year to year. So you never know. Like, it's just because it's like such an individualized project.
All right, Josh, we're gonna put a bed in the hallway.
You gotta make a bedroom.
The bed will exist right here.
You can like dig out a little area, right? Like, what I learned, it's always good to do a one. Well, I won't go into too much detail, but it's always good. What I learned is that it's good to do a one tile doorway, so you have a little door first, and then you can have like a 3x3 for your bed, and then a few decorations.
Here, right?
You can make doors.
Yeah, if you read their thoughts, they will get upset about not sleeping in a proper bedroom, which doesn't just include sleeping on the floor. I believe it also includes sleeping in a cot in a hallway. They will not like that.
No. But also, like, they also really appreciate it if you throw in a little decoration in the bedroom as well, like a chair or a box or anything. A fish.
What's the cat's personality?
Mm-hmm.
God.
She has a
Great
great affinity for
language.
language.
Oh.
But she has iffy memory and poor creativity.
But like, look at that
This is
paragraph and a
like
half.
Abstract discussions.
But look at a paragraph and a half of text about a cat's personality that's a stray cat that we don't even. I don't even think that's our cat. I think it's just a cat that wandered into our place.
You do get a cat, yeah. You can have a dwarf adopt it if you would like. What I do is
How do we
I
do
send the
that?
cats to my stockpile, and they will catch the mice.
Oh, nice.
Oh.
So, yeah, it's a pretty fun tip, yeah.
Which is a historical reason why people had cats around.
Oh, you have an alert there you might want to take a look at.
Do we have to?
It's part of the tutorial.
Okay, so just,
Okay.
if you see one of those alerts, pay attention to it because it means that all of us are about to drown.
Or something exciting is happening. The animal personality is a bug.
Trade depot.
They're not supposed. Those are like detailed personalities for dwarves and like elves, but we liked it so much we kept it in.
Yeah, like, is it a bug though?
Yes, it is absolutely a bug. Basically, because it happened on stream with Tarn, and he said that's a bug. But in Dwarf Fortress, bugs become features very quickly.
And remember, losing is fun.
Yeah, so you're done like the basic tutorial.
All right. How do I... There we go. So, how many... Is there a way to see all of my citizens at once?
Yes.
Like a list of everybody?
Yes.
This? Here you go.
Yes.
Okay, so we got 7 people.
And this is
I
where you
didn't-
can see
I
all their
culled them
moods at
all.
once. I know, Chris, you said you
Yeah, I
didn't know
was
how to
looking for
do
that. Yeah, that's helpful.
Yeah, it's
He
really
has great
helpful.
kinesthetic sense, an iron will, and very good focus, but he has little natural inclination towards music.
Damn. What a bummer.
So should we just start delving
so
deeper and
let's-
deeper until we hit lava? Is that the plan?
I mean, maybe. I'm gonna make some bedrooms here.
I have been enjoying all of the Dwarf Fortress stories that have been on my Twitter as of this game release.
The subreddit is also full of great stories as well. It's very entertaining to read. Looking good.
I assume there's no way I can make, like, walls that are like, just make this a wall here. Like, if I were to do this, I assume the walls have to be, like, a tile wide.
Yeah.
That's 6. We need one more.
What we should do is start flattening all the floors and walls so we can put etchings everywhere.
Mm.
Etchings of what?
Whatever the dwarves
You're
want to build. Go ahead, Alex. I'm sorry.
Oh, I was just gonna say, you're like digging pretty high up, so you're not hitting like stone yet. You're still hitting like mud, right? Essentially, right now,
right.
which is great for farming. You might want to do your farming here eventually.
So I can smooth the... Will that smooth the floor out? Or?
Yeah, smoothing the floor just makes the floor nicer. I think there's some benefit to smoothing the floor, but smoothing the walls is really what you want to do so you can do etchings, and you could also reinforce smoothed walls.
I'm not sure if that order is being done.
I think it will be. I think the guy is just working on mining right now.
All right, we'll see.
I was just glad to get Spike Trotman's thread, and apparently a giant raven knocked a trading caravan into an underground lake. And
What?
Fortunately, she'd added some grates to that lake to filter out solids from draining through. So she was able to just she might be able to just go in and recover some of the stuff. So she's trying to work that out now.
Oh, totally. You could totally do that.
It's the cat's house now.
What I want to do... Can I just add another staircase below this and it'll automatically hook up to this, or what was that?
Yeah.
Staircase.
You can expand that, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing.
Poor bed.
We are already fast approaching, the terminal point of my 2009 Fortress.
All right, let's...
I can believe that.
Make some...
It should be under
manager
tasks.
is required to add work orders from this shop. Oh, okay. Right, so we need... So are we going to say how many of these I can make?
You can either add tasks manually or you can set it to repeat.
We'll just...
Build beds till you run out of...
So who's going to be making these? Do we have a dedicated crafts dwarf?
Well, it's right now. It's just set for anybody. I'm not sure. How do we?
Just anybody come down, and have a bash at making these beds.
Oh, they're still moving crap to the stockpile. That's where everybody is.
Yeah, because there's still a bunch of stuff on the wagon right now. So wait, can we farm underground? Is that how it works?
Where would you expect dwarves to farm?
You can farm above and underground.
I don't think that's doing it.
As I recall, I was farming trying to farm mushrooms.
You have to create a farm plot.
No, I'm trying to smooth the walls out, like Chris was saying earlier, but I don't see an option to do that.
I just think it's fun.
Your dwarves need food and wine and ale.
My dwarves will be starving but surrounded by art.
Where is
You're starving art commune of dwarves?
Yes, that's literally how I play this game. No one gets food until the walls are decorated.
Okay.
It's just the dwarf fortress version of Rent.
We're gonna go out on our own and we're gonna make our own colony, and the colony is just literally everybody being hungry and angry and making engravings.
This is sounding altogether too familiar.
So, is there a farming zone here? No. Okay.
It should be under the... Isn't it under the construction stuff?
Yes.
So this?
There's a farming section there, I think. I think it's workshops farming?
Workshops, farming,
here we go.
farm plot.
So, I figure we might as well... There's a lot of, usable ground up here. So, if you put it underground, how does the farming work?
Mushrooms. You have to have seeds for, underground crops.
Right,
Like plum helmets.
Let's just set up
Is that like pumpkins?
No, plump helmets are mushrooms. Plump Helmet Man is the Mushroom Man.
Is that a Dwarf Fortress thing, or is that real?
That's a Dwarf Fortress thing.
Okay,
They're mushroom people that live underground.
Now I feel silly for asking if it's real.
They remind me of the things from Fantasia, the mushroom people, when they dance to the Nutcracker.
Is Siltstone giving us boulders? Boulders? Boulders.
Yeah. And they'll take those up to the thing if there's room. I mean, that's if I did have a complaint about the game, it is. Yeah, there's so much crap. You have to sort of choose early on what you want your stores to be, because otherwise you end up like this, just needing like... It becomes the top-down video game equivalent of like an Elder Scrolls inventory, where there's just like every single doodad and item in the universe gets put into your storage.
I would recommend not being shy about just like making giant rooms. That was another thing that was recommended. Like, I also had the habit of making these cute little rooms like you're doing, but literally just, like, start digging down and just, like, drag your mouse across and just make that a huge stockpile. Because, you want it cute, but, like, you have a whole bunch of crap, right? Like, you have wood, you've got seeds and stuff you can like harvest from literally that.
Do pickaxes break? I don't think that they do.
I don't think so.
Like, there's no...
I think you can dig as much as you want. Just some things, depending on your dwarf and depending on the material you're digging through.
Is there a way to move a bed once it's been placed or other furniture, or do we just like nuke it?
I think you have to nuke it. I think that is like also one of the kind of like major complaints right now is like once you place something, it's tricky.
So that is something you can do in RimWorld is move stuff around and build it elsewhere.
I like the idea that the RimWorld devs were so upset at that's why they went and made a separate game. It's like, I want to be able to move crap.
Yes.
Well, a lot of like modders also have that same like feel too, where they're like DF Hack, like the biggest like kind of help quality of life mods for Dwarf Fortress are all just based on like, we're sick of waiting for Tarn to fix this, so we're gonna fix it ourselves. And in the case of DF Hack, they reverse engineer the code.
I mean,
what is DF Hack?
It's like a plugin that has like a bunch of quality of life mods in it. I think there's like a few like really big ones. Some of them have been implemented into the Steam version, like again, just quality of life features like the job, like the work orders screen, for example.
Right.
Like before, you used to have to click every individual dwarf to check on them.
That sounds rough.
There was no screen that had like all the dwarves in one place, basically.
The thing that blows me away with this game isn't so much the depth in and of itself, because I could see how over 20 years you add, various objects and the way they interact with other objects. What shocks me is that it's largely performant. Like, the amount of simulation it does while still running as fast as it does is what's shocking to me.
Not everyone will share that opinion. A lot of people complain about like FPS death and all that. Especially once you get up to like a lot of dwarves in your fort, it doesn't run as smooth.
No seeds.
Still, just like
for any farming at all.
For a game made by two people with like, or at least historically made by two people, I recognize that this version had had other hands involved, but
it's still mostly them. Like, it really is. Like, they had the art and the music done by different people, but like the bones of the game are still very much them. But yeah, of course, like, it's especially going forward now that we're like growing, it's not really like a two-person project anymore. That would be impossible.
So what are we paying?
I see. Right. No, I'm trying to put bedrooms in.
You can... It will, like, automatically... It's okay if the tile goes, like, a little bit over. Yeah.
Wait, are we making... This is all one bedroom, Josh. I don't think you're making... Is that 6 different bedrooms, or is that one bedroom that is, like, geographically spaced?
I think those are separate bedrooms, because it's not connected.
Well,
Okay.
we'll see what happens.
The icon, when you paint over it, it'll have the icon.
Well,
Yeah,
does
it looks
kinda
like it's separate?
Yeah, it's separate because it includes the one that he made earlier.
I think all my dwarves might be busy with... No, oh, yeah, they're down there mining
There's
the
lots of
fucking
digging.
boulders.
Yeah. Looks like you found some jet, which is my favorite material to make things out of, because it
This
actually
is jet.
like looks different.
Jet.
This
This
is
is
jet.
jet. Uses: making furniture, building.
But the question is, did this exist before the war, or was it created afterwards in New Reno?
Alright, let's do another big stockpile down here.
It's also good to find good materials just because, like, the first time I played this version of the game, I only had access to, like, siltstone, and I had an artisan go and make a statue, and it was this beautiful statue of, like, an elk that they had observed while on the journey to the mountain, and which is really cool. And I put it out in front of the main entrance to my fortress or cavern or whatever they call it. And I was real proud of it, and then I did an inspection of it, and it's made of siltstone, so it's like, it's beautifully carved, and it's made of siltstone and covered in water, and I'm picturing, like, this, like, very, very crappy, like the most beautiful statue you can picture, made out of the worst material you could possibly imagine.
Statue making is good fun. There's lots of different, like, customization options you can... Or, like, one of the coolest things is you can just, like, anytime you're making something, you can just tell them to, like, make whatever you feel like, and they'll create something based on their life or whatever, and you can read about it.
Yeah, my favorite shared story that I've seen since release is the story of the person that had a dwarf that made a one of those legendary engravings, like the really, really good ones, and was so inspired by his own legendary engraving that he made a second engraving celebrate that was of him making the engraving because he thought it was so cool.
Stoneworker is probably a workshop we could use.
Yes.
So Josh, maybe, like, pause the game and take a look at some of your dwarves and see how they're feeling. We've been going for a couple days now. People were annoyed they were sleeping in the dirt.
Health,
Yeah,
No,
your
just
bedrooms are
overview.
all in mud.
history.
Annoyed. Fun. Let's
Unmet
talk with
need.
acquaintance. Euphoric due to inebriation. Annoyed at the lack of chairs. Annoyed after having a drink without using a goblet, cup, or mug. So she's euphoric that she got drunk, but she's a little annoyed that she had to drink out of her hands.
No, I don't think they drink out of their hands. Every time I see them drink, they literally go to the barrels and then walk away having drunk without a cup. I think it means they
No,
literally
just
dunk
right
their
out
heads
of
in the barrel.
It's fucking keg standing. It's one thing to keg stand, like, as a party stunt. It's another thing to keg stand because you didn't bring a cup.
How are they drinking on the road?
They leave their homes and get all the way here, and then they go, oh shit, we forgot to pack the cups. Oh no, the one thing. This man disdains self-control.
Big same.
I hate it.
I do like how he's like sort of he's kept buoyed up by fond memories of social relationships he previously had.
I mean,
he's also saying, huh, what's that?
He's in a relationship with somebody here. He's in a relationship with Zos.
Oh.
Zos Ernfamous. Who is that? No.
You can also... Do we have a Cuthbert? Do we want to name a... Because we can name the dwarves. Whatever we want.
Ooh.
That is true.
Like the expedition leader, perhaps.
I feel like that will just be an ill omen, but let's do it.
Anyone named Cuthbert is an ill omen, right?
Yeah, I mean, that's just kind of asking for it.
He didn't feel anything after getting into an argument. I feel like this is a description of me on the internet for, like, the past 10 years.
You don't say, it's a description of you. Clearly his role is obvious.
I would say that I have an unmet need to admire art and craft an object. As well as to pray to OLED.
OLED? We haven't got OLED? That's great. The gods aren't bespoke.
That's why we're here. We need to make OLED.
The gods are custom gen or proc gen, right? Like there's nothing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Except for Armok, of course.
Do we have a water source? Because I know that's a thing, and I don't see.
Looks like you're too high up.
Any.
You have to dig down for one, right?
Hence aquifers.
Oh, here's some water way down here. Which
We're gonna.
we have reached.
Just send the dwarves down the mountain. I mean, that is probably the most direct way to do this, just a bucket chain it.
Well, hey,
There's all kinds of, like...
mine this way.
Oh, here we go. Yeah, there you go.
This is gonna be great when we hit an aquifer. I'm just saying.
Well, hopefully we're not going to have the entire fortress drown when we hit an aquifer.
Yeah, I mean, most everybody's up here in the sad zone on the top of the mountain, and not in the cool zone way the fuck down here.
It is funny how we started digging the fortress from the top down rather than just, like, going down a few slopes to just kind of, like, build the entrance in the middle of the mountain.
I do like how people either have a great affinity for language or suck at it, it seems like, in every single one of these personalities.
Yeah.
Cuthbert, the lead
Hateful.
dwarf, is trying to explain to people how we're going to go up the mountain so that we could dig down into the mountain, man. It makes sense. That's why we have to haul everything up, so that we can go down. And all the other dwarves are like, no, man, we just go into the mountain.
Disdains harmony, disdains independence, high stamina, musical, disdains merriment. He's musical, but he disdains merriment, and not ambitious.
He just fucking played Chopin's funeral march.
Kogan Bordexits? Is that his name?
You are now Campster.
Aww.
You disdain merriment. You disdain independence and harmony. Are you the villain in a Christmas film?
Is that his catchphrase? What is
He has a
Kogan
great musical
Bordexits?
sense, good creativity, and the ability to focus, but he has a very bad sense of empathy.
What is Codan board exits? Is that like a nickname that he's picked up?
Wait, sorry, what were we talking about?
These names under their real names.
Oh, I think that's the actual name. Or
No,
like the
I think it's
nickname,
like
maybe?
it's their epithet.
Or is it something that, like, because it's like in English, right? Because, like, if you click on somebody else, they also have a different...
Oh, that it might be the translation of their last name.
Is that...
Like, pick somebody else, and you'll see what I mean.
Right.
Yeah, Justice Works.
I see. I don't know what board exits means.
Yeah, I think that's just a translation of their randomly generated compound last name.
Did we not make enough doors here? Add a new task. Make more doors.
I like that it's in all caps. Door!
Yeah, that's not my keyboard being accidentally in caps lock. That's just the way it is.
Dwarf Fortress.
Let's make a rock altar.
Yes, immediately start the cult worship. I mean, we have a musician who hates merriment, so build a rock altar and get a black metal band going.
Alex, do you know if the farmland requires a source of water, or could we just plant stuff?
Well, the issue is we don't have any seeds, is the problem right now.
Did you
Which seems like an
harvest any of
oversight.
your plants?
I thought I did, but nobody's doing it. So I set an area for
you can just
gathering plants.
Plant gathering orders. Yes. And now you just... Yep. And they should gather, like, the berries and stuff. Just a bunch of stuff.
But it didn't seem to actually do anything.
Yeah, everybody's busy.
Yeah, see, they're doing
There
it.
they go.
The person's doing it right there.
Okay. All right.
You also had to have space, like, the stockpile, too. So they're going to put that in the big
Right.
one. Or maybe at this point you want a food stockpile.
At this point, we might need even more fucking space for the stockpile. Actually, let's make a stockpile down here that's just for rocks.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Call it the rock pile.
Because also, like, your food stockpiles will be affected differently. Like, the food will rot and attract pests. So, like, for example, you might want to... I have created my food stockpile near my tavern so that, like, people can get food close to there. And then I have my cats in that one to watch for the vermin and stuff. It's kind of fun because, like, the solution to problems in Dwarf Fortress can be applied, like, in just with real-world logic. And then you just kind of have to figure out how to do it in the game.
That is cool. I like games like that.
It's not always real-world logic, because there's, like, not real-world things happening. But, like, in this case, where it's, like, food stockpile, put cat in food stockpile, it's pretty, you know.
Until you discover the cat has gorged itself on all of your plump helmets. I have not quite managed to stop giggling when I say
The cat has created a box fort and now won't let anybody else in the food stockpile, so everybody's starved to death.
Did that happen?
No, but that would be funny if it did. I want to make the stockpile for food, but not stuff like... No, okay. More things to it? Oh, okay, so it's just this, or it's everything. I can't add multiple different kinds of things to it?
I don't think so.
That's something else that, like, RimWorld, you could specifically say, like, oh, okay, I want this, this, and this in this stockpile, and then everything else can go into the general stockpile or whatever.
You can do that, yeah.
Oh,
you
you
have
can?
to just go to your stockpile settings and select. So you go to custom to the right.
Oh.
And now
I
you can...
see. Okay. See,
Oh god, you can put, like, specific kinds of food. So you could have, like...
Yes.
Oh my god.
You could just have a whole flask stockpile, just for flasks.
And over there in the corner is my stockpile of codices and blowguns. Only codices and blowguns.
And now they should automatically start taking stuff out of here, right? Oh, are those rats?
Yep, they've killed them. They're corpses.
Okay, good. Now we can eat them.
It says we have 30 seeds. How do we have 30 seeds? And because we did the plant harvesting. Never mind. I'm dumb.
Yeah, it might be a thing where we can do that now.
They may be only underground or only above ground seeds.
Yeah, maybe we have seeds for...
So, like, you can grow plants above ground, but
mushrooms.
plump helmets and stuff are underground. And seasonal, right? Like, you can't plant certain seeds in, like, certain times of the year. Like in real life.
Here... What is fire
There he goes.
clay?
What is fire?
Fire clay.
Oh.
It's the clay we're in right now.
Looks like your throne or what pedestal is in your stockpile.
Oh, my rock altar is
That
finished?
thing in the top right?
Ah,
Ah, yes, the altar we built.
all right.
Where are we going to put it?
Maybe in your meeting area or a tavern if you make it.
What kind
Or
of thing
someone's
is this
bedroom?
exactly? Offering place? We're going to put it here.
Yeah,
This is one of these
there it
random
is.
unfinished hallways.
That's where God is.
Yeah.
We've just
Specifically
Everybody, we
there.
found God. It's down there.
Elevation 38. Elevation 38 is a holy elevation, and we shall not mine here.
Here we go. Plump helmets.
Ooh.
Summer we'll do cave wheat. In autumn we'll do quarry bushes. And in winter we'll do cups.
Dimple cups are used for dye.
Oh. We eat
Oh, wow.
them?
They're all down there
No.
farming.
You can't eat them. They are
Having
dye
a
only.
farming race now.
Oh, looks like you got a water source there. Well, okay.
How do I designate that? Does that actually go outside? It's hard to tell, because...
Well, you didn't dig yet.
Well, I'm not able to dig through this upward slope here. Yeah, they can go out there. A frog! Why is
Oh
it
my
upside
God.
down?
It's
dead.
dead.
Oh.
The cats might have killed it.
A
Actually,
hamster
kinda
killed
I'm
it.
serious.
A hamster did it.
Oh, you have a baby. You got an alert to the...
Oh. An animal has grown to become a stray blue peacock.
Oh,
That's
it grew
not a
up.
baby.
The peacock grew up from being a baby.
Did we... Is that just like, hey, there's a peacock around
You have
here
a
somewhere,
peacock in
and
your
it turned
caravan.
into... But
You
it's
can
a stray
see,
peacock. He was annoyed.
It's
when
stray,
caught in the
but it's
rain.
following you. Yeah. But again,
This guy has a very
if there's
good
a
ability to read
dwarf that has an
emotions.
affinity for peacocks, it will adopt it.
I see. Well, so far nothing disastrous has happened. How do
We
I
didn't
designate
delve
this
deep
as
or
a
greedily
water
enough.
source, or does it even matter?
You can
Will they
designate
just
it as a water
automatically get
source.
water?
They see water source
here we
under
go.
yeah. That being said, they're not going to be happy about that. The dwarves,
Why?
because they want ale. They don't want to drink out of a pond.
Well, but
So you should
ale
probably
sources aren't naturally occurring.
No, but you can build that. So you can make ale with seeds and plants plump helmets, for
Right.
example, can be used to make plump helmet wine. So for that, you want to make, there's a specific, like, thing you need to make first. God, I don't remember what it's called. It's like a barrel thing.
Cooper? I don't think that's it,
Although
Josh.
actually,
I think
we do need a trade depot.
Oh, yes, outside.
Oh, outside. Okay.
Because when the caravan comes, they'll...
I figured if we put it inside, they'll have to come down the stairs, and then we can just trap.
Just like leading
But
the
they
entire
have a wagon
train
and
of
stuff. I don't think
animals.
they can...
You ever tried to drive
Oh,
a team
a
of
still.
oxen?
It's called the still, Josh. You need to build that first. For the
Is that in
brewing.
furniture or
I think it's in the workshops.
machines? Shops. There's a soap maker's workshop.
Crafts. Hang on. Craft?
You can eat soap
Furnaces?
if you tried.
Is
it
it not
under
in
furnaces?
farming? Because I thought farming had all the food stuff. Yeah, there's the stuff.
Oh,
No.
okay, yeah.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah, it is.
Yes.
Here it is.
Oh,
Oh, okay, all right.
Aha.
Oh, a kitchen. We should probably...
and you
Put
might
a
also
kitchen
want
on
to
this
build
floor
a
somewhere.
fishery because your fisher dwarf has probably already been like fishing in the pond or whatever, the river. I don't know, actually. You might want to check on your fisher dwarf.
Yeah, just like the
But
fisher
it's
dwarf
an easy
sitting
source of food.
Dwarf?
placidly by the lake, you know,
He's fishing.
landing trout, pull them up,
So
give
then
them
you can
like a sigh of
get some
satisfaction,
food going.
and then just like
Can chop up
devouring
that
the fish, just scales and
Right,
all.
so... workshops, farming, fishery. Should that be outside, or can we just put it in here?
No, inside's
Doesn't
fine.
matter.
Someone will bring the fish down.
Give me the staircase. I think we should get a kitchen up here.
You know, there's a lot this game simulates, but it does not simulate sewage systems or water system maintenance like that.
Who wants to do that?
City skylines?
Oh, that's true. Well,
Literally all I want is to manage the flow of dwarf
but it's kind of
waste.
nice not to have to think about it. It's probably also a situation where Tarn's like, I don't want to program that. That's probably his
I think
answer. Is like, why would I waste my time? He wants to do like magic and the villains and the gods update and stuff.
Ooh.
Not poop.
I think I've probably read about 20 to 30 pages worth of anecdotes just about latrine failures from like before the 16th century.
But why?
What? Why?
Because it comes up a lot. Like, the thing is, when you're
In what?
it's
wait,
one of the
in what
things
context?
that. Okay. Here's one. There's a public safety issue where there was a latrine that in like the bottom of a public house in like the 16th century that it got so bad that they sent some people to clean it, and those people passed out and drowned down there.
Ugh.
And then all of the people who went to bring them out also passed out and drowned.
That's like the worst way to die ever.
I don't
Okay,
feel like that
one of the
answered
worst.
my question,
But-
though. Like, why would that come
Okay.
up?
But that does sound like a Dwarf Fortress story. I just want to put that
Yeah.
out there.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, it was in a book. I mean, it's just like, it's just in books.
Inspired by Dwarf Fortress, probably.
Yes. I think that might have been Bill Bryson's At Home, which has a chapter about, like... It's like it's a book about private life as a broad history. So instead of being like, here are all of these wars and alliances and stuff from this 100 years in this one country, it's just generally like, how did people used to brush their teeth across the vast spans of history?
Those are neat
places.
Those are things you don't think about, but then you learn about it and you're like, oh yeah, I guess that is something people had to deal with back then. Josh, you might want to take a look at some point your map and your surrounding area, the creatures specifically that might be close by. Because there's chances are there could be a goblin civilization or who knows what. But you can read a little bit about some of the goings-on of the things in the area. So you can read about the other civilizations or what's going on. Artifacts that may be in places. Stolen.
How do I zoom in here?
I don't think you can zoom in, but you interact with the squares, basically.
Right, so... a couple of dark goblin fortresses nearby.
Dark goblins.
The Sin of Whipping. Civilization, the Amusing Hex. Yeah, let's raid a goblin thing. We haven't succeeded at drowning everybody by digging into an aquifer yet, so... okay, how do I do that?
Well, in the squad menu, you don't have any equipment for them either.
Here we go. You must appoint a militia commander to create a squad.
If you don't have any equipment, you can make them wrestlers. That is an option.
Did they not come with, like... I mean, we got copper battle axe, copper mace, copper warhammer.
Okay, you got a few things.
A ginkgo wood crutch.
Yeah, but fuck all that. Absolutely, just have them wrestle people.
Alright,
When we're coming up on time, we just send everybody to go, all naked, straight into the goblin horde.
I think, yeah, to end it off, you either attack or just start digging as far down as possible. As fast as possible.
How do I appoint this person as a militia commander?
This is like
a different menu.
Labor menu?
I did see that apparently in this release, all the military stuff is way easier than it had been in previous versions of Dwarf Fortress.
The first step towards establishing a military squad is to assign a militia commander. This is done by clicking on the crown icon in the bottom left corner of the screen in order to open the Nobles and Administrators menu, and then clicking on a plus sign next to the militia commander.
You know what? Reginald Cuthbert is all of these things.
Oh, God.
Wait, no, shit.
Well, you don't have you need a training area, I think, designated for your militia, too, right?
That assumes we want trained soldiers, and not just to send them all to the
Camster
slaughter.
can be a messenger.
And not just like a...
Go ahead, Redsker.
I was just going to say something witless about, like... every encounter is just a big slobber knocker with every single dwarf running in with folding chairs, but...
Alright, let's, Why are all of these people listed as not wrestler? Why is that the important information the game is telling you right now?
Because they are not proficient at wrestling.
Alright. Should we just send everybody?
Are we coming up on time? Are we willing to let them all die?
Well, we are coming up on time, yes.
Alright, yeah, absolutely.
Okay,
we're going to kill those goblins or they're going to kill us.
Squad.
My question is, do we get to see it, or is it more of a battle report after the fact?
I have no idea. I've never seen this before.
Right, how do I add...
New weapon.
New weapon. We got a warhammer.
You can also just add individual choice.
I don't think we have a warhammer. I think that's just they will try to find one if they can.
Okay, I'm not like I don't know how do I like tell these people, oh, you should grab weapons and armor and stuff.
I think that's what you're doing.
Yeah, I just add uniform and then assign uniform, right?
Yeah. But you'd have to figure out like what you have. I don't.
So, did you create the uniform? I don't think you have to do this for each person individually. You just like, you add, you create,
okay.
You choose the uniform, yeah, and add uniform.
Okay. They're ready. They're good. Let's do it.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
It's going to be so great when they come back and actually like give us stuff.
Should we
Like
raid them or
raid
pillage
is
them?
Conquer and occupy.
Raid is they try to
Conquer and
take stuff,
occupy.
right?
If successful, your soldiers will join the occupation and not return. Let's do it.
No, because they'll just be gone then. Oh.
Well, we haven't. I mean, this is not going to be like a long-term playthrough, Chris. We're going hard here. I want to see everyone die.
They
okay.
basically like came, they made this home, and they're like, you know what? This place is mid. Let's go conquer somewhere else and never come back.
Is there... I don't know how to make this go.
I think your
I
game's
might not
on.
actually have any. Oh yeah.
Pause it? Oh, okay. Here we go. So... I think they're leaving, maybe. What are they doing? They are asleep.
Your game's paused.
No, it's paused now, but...
Unconscious. Yeah, you ever get ordered
They're
to
tired.
go occupy a sovereign city and then just take a nap instead?
Yeah, they all just fell... They got like 10 feet outside and fell asleep.
You ever see an order so bad
Okay,
you
now
fall
they're going.
asleep?
So how do I am I able to
You
see
can
them
actually
doing
have
the
a
attack,
camera
or-
track a dwarf if you would like. You can have it track Cuthbert if you.
There's
Oh,
We've only
I
got, looks like
guess-
we've only
There's
got
no
one
one
dwarf
left.
because
They're
Go
everyone
gone.
to
else
dead
is
missing.
off
Go to
map,
dead
yeah.
missing. Okay,
No,
that's
not
not
yet.
there.
Oh, then you can see the. If you go to others, you can see like the random other stuff. Oh yeah.
okay. I hit.
Yeah, click the camera. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Okay. And right off the edge of the map here.
And they're gone. Your settlement has
Withers.
crumbled to its. We don't even know what happens.
Is it just because all the dwarves are gone, and as soon as there's no dwarves
I
in the
think
settlement,
so.
we
I
needed to
guess
leave
so.
one
I think-
person?
They just left. Game over.
That was
Well, that was about 1/10 of 1% of Dwarf Fortress.
Not gonna lie, that was like one of the least exciting ways to maybe end a war. And there's a lot of exciting ways to end a war, I'm just saying.
You send your
Most ways
dwarves off
to end
to
a fort are
war.
exciting.
The end.
We did just decide to kind of declare war. So, I mean, hey, if we ever play again, we can always continue with this doomed timeline.
Yeah. All right, well, thank you,
Maybe
Alex, for
we
coming
like
over
join
and,
that fortress, and just a bunch of dwarves show up and fucking mess
That was a
everyone
great
up.
first playthrough. Perfect. No notes.
I'm
I
an
actually
expert
do
in
kind
Dwarf
of wonder
Fortress now.
if the
That
game
was,
could track that. Like, if we played in that timeline again and started near that fortress, if we could witness the attempted occupation.
I think that does work. Like, from what I've heard about the way Dwarf Fortress works, that should theoretically still be happening in that world somewhere.
Yeah.
Stay tuned.
Cuthbert will come back.
He'll become a legend.
Reginald Cuthbert, the Don Bradman of Dwarf Fortress.